Hello everybody, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Shadow, and this is Shadow Rose Divination, and I do pick-a cards here on YouTube and sometimes on TikTok too, and I used to do a lot more on Twitch, but now I'm kind of moving over to YouTube. So, yeah, I'm a psychic intuitive, I'm a witch, and yeah, so let's get right into it. So today's video is going to be focused on the month of March. So it is March 9th, so I'm a little late, but this is a timeless reading. I am not attaching any sort of year to this March. If it's March 2023 like it is this year, or March 2025, you can come back to this video and watch it any March that you would like. So we have 3 piles today. I kept it pretty simple. We're just using the Mystic Dreamer Tarot deck, and we have the group number 1 with the Astral Cat, group number 2 with the Crystal Cluster, and group number 3 with the 2 sisters, or the 2 people, girls with flowers. I don't know. I didn't have another simple sticker to put on here. So you can go to your timestamp, and again, this is for the March ahead for whatever time you are watching this. Hello, my pile ones. If you picked the Astral Cat, this is your pile for the month of March. So I pre-pulled 5 cards. We're gonna keep it really simple today. I'm kind of getting back into the swing of things for reading tarot, so please bear with me. It's been about a year since I've done anything on social media for reading tarot, so you guys get to be the first if you guys are watching this right after I post it. All right. Oh, interesting. Okay. So I didn't really have any focus per se for the month of March. This is just kind of a overall vibes for the month of March for you. So we have the Moon reversed, the 9 of Wands, the 10 of Pentacles, the 2 of Cups, and the 5 of Swords reversed. So kind of just looking and breaking down these cards, and what kind of sticks out to me immediately is this Moon reversed. So you might be currently, or you will be going through kind of sifting through some of your subconscious, maybe even your conscious fears that you have going on right now. The Moon is a card about illusion. It's about not really knowing what the next step ahead is as you're moving forward. It is a card about the subconscious, your intuition, but also, especially in a reverse position, it can sometimes talk about fears and internal fears, and sometimes those fears that you don't even know that you have. So if you're watching it if you're watching this video as I post it, so it's March 2023, we are Saturn is moving into Pisces. So we're looking at these ideas of restructuring our belief systems, and I feel like this connection with the Moon, it's not directly related to Pisces, but it is kind of like that illusionary vibe that Pisces has. So you might be this month just looking at your belief systems, your fears, maybe some trauma as well. I'm going to be honest. I don't think it's anything like you're going to have trauma. This is trauma that has been in your subconscious for a while, and you're going to kind of start digging it out. And then we have the 9 of Wands, and this is a card about persistence. I always see this card as like she's made a bunch of these wands. She's not perfect with any of them, but then she finally gets to this last one, and she's like, hey, that's the one that I want. This is the one that I feel happy about. I've worked really, really hard on these other ones. Sometimes it can be a little bit of a frustrating process, though. And that kind of goes back to the moon card of um, going through these fears, going through these traumas, kind of digging in your subconscious is not an easy thing. It is something that is very hard and can be a long process. But the good thing, though, is that we have the Eight of Pentacles next. So I kind of see this card, when I see this card in a different type of reading, like a career reading or something, I always see it as someone kind of getting into, like, something that they went to school for. They're kind of a mastery at, they have this mastery at something. So I kind of see this as either you're going to get really good at kind of sifting through these traumas and kind of you're going to be able to help other people. But I also kind of see it, especially kind of going into the Two of Cups and the Five of Swords reversed. You could possibly be going to school for psychology. Or, I know that's like a random tidbit, and just keep in mind these are general readings, so I will be kind of getting things that are kind of, some of them might seem a little random, but they're out there for somebody, and it's a message for somebody, and if it's something that doesn't resonate with you, you can go ahead and let it go and just continue on with the reading. But with this Eight of Pentacles, especially with it being in the middle of the reading, I kind of see this as like I don't want to call it the focus point, but the turning point of your March. It might be around mid-March, or it might be any time during March. We have this first half in this very internal world of March. Then we have this second half in this very external world of March. The Two of Cups can sometimes talk about a romantic partner. I see it as just a partner, somebody that you trust or trusted. You could be reconciling, yeah, reconciling with them with the Five of Swords reversed, after you've done this work, after you've, in a way, kind of mastered this internal world. You're gonna probably reconcile with them, and it could be a partner. Like I said, you could finally come to terms with, like, hey, partner, like, I am doing better. Like, let's work through this. That's do this together and see each other in a new light, because you were able to work through these issues that you had. Now, I feel called to say don't stress too much about it, because I really feel like whoever this person is loves you and trusts you. So don't rush through it. And they still love you anyway, because this Two of Cups, I'm really feeling a lot of love, whether it's romantic or platonic. This person understands the stuff that you've been through. And this person understands that it's going to be a process. That by the end of March, just because you did all this work in the beginning of March, doesn't mean that it's over by the end of March. It's going to be a constant journey. And especially, again, if you are watching this when Saturn is in Pisces right now, that's going to be a really, really heavy energy for you. I feel it's going to be a lot of internal work, a lot of maybe inner child work, working through, like I said, those traumas. But you have people around you that are here to help you, whether you feel like you do or not. But I really feel like this is going to be a really good month of growth for you. And just don't be afraid to kind of go a little deeper, like, if you know anything about astrology, Scorpios kind of represent that, like, the inner depths of your subconscious. Like, they're the detective. They are, you could be a Scorpio as well, or you could be partnered with someone who is a Scorpio, who understands, or has Scorpio in their chart, who understands that. But if you don't, even, no matter if you have Scorpio or not, I kind of I encourage you to look up Scorpio and some of the meanings behind it. Kind of like I said, that detective, that going deeper. They are not afraid to go into the deep, dark depths of the subconscious and just dig around in there and figure out what it is, and I feel like that's what you're going to do for yourself. So good luck this March. And I really feel like this is going to be hard work, but you're going to come out on the other end with a lot more trust for the people around you and with the people around you, and a lot more trust in yourself. So, all right. Well, thank you again so much. And if you liked the reading, feel free to subscribe, comment, like, whatever you would like. I would love to hear from you and how this resonated with you. And anyway, yeah, I hope you all have a good day or night or whatever time of the day it is for you. Bye. Hello, my pile twos. If you picked the crystal cluster, this is your reading for the month of March. Again, this is, you can listen to this any March that you would like. I'm making it timeless. There's no year attached to it. But I might be kind of recalling some astrological stuff going on right now too, if it comes up in the reading, because it came up in pile one. So but yeah, I pre-pulled these cards, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and just flip them over. All right, so don't be afraid, there are quite a few reversals in this pile, but I like to see the reversals as more of looking internal than something negative, especially when a lot come up in a reading. So we have the Page of Cups reversed, the Ten of Swords upright, the Tower reversed, the Ace of Swords reversed, and the Knight of Cups reversed. Excuse me. Oh my goodness, got a little tickle in my throat. So with the Page of Cups being reversed, I always like to see the Page of Cups as someone like very sensitive. I feel like this represents you right now. With it being reversed, I kind of feel like you could be a water sign, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, but also I feel like you haven't really been feeling like yourself lately. Um, the Page of Cups is also, I'm kind of like not really pulling a lot from the actual definition of the Page of Cups right now. I'm just kind of like seeing or saying what I feel in the card and what I see in the card right now. I feel like someone surprised you in a not so positive way, and you're kind of reeling from that a little bit, and it kind of shook you a little bit, especially with the Ten of Swords coming as the second card here. And I feel like your March is going to be more about processing through the aftermath of that. This, I'm going to be honest, this is a little bit of heavier energy, but this doesn't necessarily mean that your March is going to be horrible. Because I also see more intuitively. I'm feeling like there is going to be a lot of healing, but right now for March specifically, you need to just let yourself feel, because I feel like you haven't done that. I feel like you have not let yourself just grieve, whether that's because you lost someone or someone walked away or betrayed you. I do feel like it's a little bit more of a betrayal that I'm feeling. But like I said, with the Page of Cups reversed, you are not feeling like yourself. And that's okay. That's totally fine to not feel like yourself and to let yourself just kind of sink into these watery emotions. Um, and I say watery emotions just kind of as a callback to um, the element of water. Water is emotions. Um, if, like I said, if you are a water sign, so a Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer, or have a lot of that in your chart, I would kind of lean on those signs a little bit. Maybe look up what each of those means, or like whichever you are closer to, like if you're a Scorpio or something like that, or a Pisces or Cancer. Kind of look that up and see, like, hey, what does this mean for me? How can I process my emotions through the lens of a Cancer or a Pisces or a Scorpio? And if you also, and this is going a little bit deeper into your specific astrological things, but um like if you're a Scorpio moon or something like that, you can be like, okay, how does a Scorpio moon process emotions, especially if one of these water signs is your moon sign. That is going to be your key into looking into what is the best way to let myself process emotions, because I feel like you haven't done that and you haven't been letting yourself process, and that's something that you need to do. Because with this Tower reversed, I do feel like externally things are done. It's not as chaotic anymore. You're starting to kind of come back from whatever happened physically in the 3D world that has happened. But internally, like for you, in your emotions and in your mental headspace, things aren't done. You're still feeling, you're still hurting, and that is okay. That is totally fine. Healing takes time, and a part of healing is grieving, is letting yourself feel those negative, ugly emotions, because that's what being human is all about. So we have, with that Tower reversed, it is talking about that internal chaos, that internal hurt. I will say the Tower card in general is a card about not having a set foundation, and so the Tower fell. This is with your relationship specifically, I definitely feel. So maybe look at who are the people in your life that you do have good foundations with. Friends, family, if it's a partner. I do feel like this whole situation did have to do with a past partner. I do kind of feel like there was some betrayal on that end, with like a love interest. Um, so just be a little careful. And this is my, I'm back up for a split second. What I'm about to say is my personal opinion. This is not something that I am fully feeling intuitively, so I'm just going to let you blatantly know that. Feel free to disregard this if you feel like this is not your way to heal. But I would be careful about having any sort of romantic ties right now, because you are in a very vulnerable state. Um, I would focus more on platonic relationships, familial relationships, whether that's blood tied or not. Um, but that's a little bit more of my like personal opinion. So again, getting back to the reading, I just wanted to like be clear about what was my opinion and what was what I was getting from spirit. And then we have the Ace of Swords reversed and the Knight of Cups reversed. Um, with the Knight of Cups reversed, I do feel like there's a lot of sensitivity going on right now, not just with you, but with other people around you as well. This also can be talking about whoever started this whole scenario. They could be very manipulative. I would just be very careful of that. But in general, I would be careful about people who are going to kind of prey on the fact that you are in this vulnerable state. Again, that kind of goes back to what I had said before about being careful about getting into any romantic situations right now. Um, but with the Ace of Swords reversed, I feel like it's kind of saying that you're not thinking clearly right now, like logically. So just be aware of that. This month, try to kind of focus a little bit more on those logical, slow down, think about the things that you're about to do, about to say, because you aren't in a very logical state right now, which is fine. Like, I literally just told you to feel your emotions and to, like, let yourself grieve. So it is okay that you're not thinking logically, but when you're in scenarios where you have to think logically, just be aware that you might not be fully in the right state of mind right now. So you might ask for help or something like that, or just kind of slow down and let yourself process the logical moment for a second, and then kind of get back into the emotions. Whew. Well, I really hope that you guys have a good March. And this was a little bit of a heavier one, but just know that I love each and every one of you, even though I've never met you. And letting yourself heal and process through things is extremely important. And if you would like, feel free to share your scenario or how this resonated with you in the comments. I would absolutely love to hear it. And I can definitely give you a little bit of advice in the comments if you feel comfortable. Otherwise, feel free to hit the like button, hit subscribe. It'll help me out a lot. Otherwise, please take care of yourself this March, pile 2. And thank you again for stopping by and listening to the reading. All right, bye. Hello, my pile 3s. If you picked the ladies, the sisters, I don't know. I honestly don't know what they are. They're just 2 ladies just chilling, sitting in a hot tub 5 feet apart because they are gay. Most likely. And they have gay panic. Anyway. Anyway. Pile 3. This is for your March ahead. And if you, I'm not tying this to any sort of year or anything like that, but if you are listening to this in March 2023, I might be calling back to some astrological things going on. I've been kind of doing that in the past couple readings, so I just wanted to let you guys know. So, why don't we go ahead and pull the cards? Okay, I am recording. I had this weird moment where I thought I wasn't recording. The energy of this pile is very fun. So, if you guys are like, I'm not gonna lie, if you guys are Geminis, like, or Sagittarius, because that's the polarity, they're both very fun signs. But this sticker reminds me of Gemini. So if you're a Gemini, hit the like button or like go in the comments and be like, I'm a Gemini, I picked pile 3, because that would be really cool. Anyway, so we have, I did pre-pull these cards, so I am just going to lay them out. Oh, that's funny. Okay, so the Knight of Swords, little side note, is also a card that I personally associate with Gemini. I think it is tied to the Knight of Swords, but I'm not sure. Don't quote me right now because I don't remember. Um, but yeah, so looking at these cards for your month ahead for March, we start off with a bang with the Devil card. And then the 7 of Pentacles reversed, the 3 of Swords reversed, Knight of Swords upright, and then the 5 of Pentacles at the end. So just kind of like glancing at this reading, I am kind of seeing a little bit, I feel like it's like aftermath of something that happened last month, or maybe it's going to happen in the very beginning of March. But it's self-inflicted. I'm just going to be like clear cut and blunt with you guys. This is self-inflicted. This is something that you are aware that it's self-inflicted. So I feel like this doesn't come as a surprise when I said that. With the Devil card, this is a card, don't be afraid, it doesn't actually talk about the devil, like the actual devil. It is it is a card, it's not an evil card or anything, is my point. But this card can talk about temptation. It can talk about being tied down to something or like having chains on you. Temptation, it does talk about like uh, sexual things as well. Um, but it's mostly temptation and addictions and things that you are tied to that you might not like you know that they're not the best for you, but you're still going back and doing it. That like addiction mentality, you know? So I feel like this is something that you know is not good for you, but you keep going back to it. Um and with the 7 of Pentacles reversed, it is, I really feel like talking, this card is talking about, it's kind of stifled your growth a little bit. Like, I'm not here to say, like, oh, you would be in a totally different place if you didn't do these things and, like, you suck for it. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying, though, is I feel like you've kind of like how weeds strangle flowers or any sort of, like, good, healthy plant, the weeds kind of, like, take the nutrients from those other plants, so then they won't be able to produce fruit or bloom flowers or anything like that. That's kind of what this thing is doing, whether it be a person or an action or a thing. I am kind of leaning towards that it is a little bit more of like a physical action that you are doing. Um, and it's, I feel like it's not something so bad that I don't feel like it's like anything like life threatening or anything. It might be a habit. It could be as small as not waking up on time to like drugs, you know. But I feel like it's less about like what the thing is right now and more about like what you can do to move forward with that thing. So not with the thing, but you know what I'm trying to say, without the thing. And I feel like this also is not saying like a big straight like cut it off from your life, you're done. You know, I think this is going to be a gradual thing. And whether you decide, once you're not quite tied down to it, whether you decide that you want to continue on with this thing on a lesser scale or cut it out of your life completely, that's up to you. But and I feel like that's not going to be for this March. This March right now is more about like seeing the problem, addressing it, and being like, okay, what are my plans to move forward with this? Um, I will say, I think you've been using this thing as a coping mechanism. So it's something that isn't necessarily bad in and of itself, but it becomes bad when you put so much weight on it. When you become addicted to the thing, when um it has a hold on you. But I will say I do see with this Knight of Swords, especially with this Gemini energy that I'm feeling in this pile, um I think you are going to break free from that addiction by the end of March. The Knight of Swords isn't necessarily a card about like breaking free or breaking free of chains, but I do see this as being a card of freedom. It is an air element card. So, and it is a knight, so we're moving very fast. Maybe a little bit too fast, but right now this is something really positive for you where I'm kind of feeling the further away you get from said thing, the easier it's going to be to take control of your life again. Um, but just be careful. The Knight of Swords sometimes kind of jumps into the fray without thinking. So, be logical. Uh, make sure you are really thinking of yourself and the people around you before you do said thing. Like before you do this thing, but also before you just kind of like break free, because it might affect some people around you. But I think it's gonna be better in the long run. But just be smart about how you break away. I will say though, Five of Pentacles at the end here. Sometimes the Five of Pentacles can be a little bit of, I don't want to. I don't like calling any of the cards positive or negative. They have pros, they have cons. But the Five of Pentacles sometimes is seen as a little bit more of a more negative card. But I see this as the aftermath of you breaking free of this addiction. So you might not have as much money, you might not be as stable or as comfortable. I think comfortability is the focus here, but this card always talks about that help is just around the corner, that you have friends who are going to help you, you have family. Traditionally in this card, it's like a little like church window that they can see, and it's like you're not asking for that help. So you could be in a more comfortable position. You could maybe even have more money if this is like a money issue, if you just ask for help. And I think that's kind of goes in like hand in hand with this Knight of Swords. Like friends are gonna grab your hand before you go off the cliff with your horse. Like you're gonna be moving really fast to get away from this thing or to fix this thing, but friends and people in your life are gonna kind of keep you in check a little bit. um and that includes not going back, but that also includes not going too far forward, too far forward, to the point where you are not thinking about your actions, or like to a point where you've gone too far, like on the other end. Like think of I'm trying to think of a good example of what I'm saying, and I can't think of anything right now. um okay, this is a good example. So take someone who um like was super like went to prison, um was super into drugs, and like not someone like, I mean, I could get on my soapbox about the prison system, but my point is someone who does like negative things and who's in society considered quote bad, and literally just like doesn't care and just does whatever they want, right? And then and this is just an example, just a scenario, and then they find some sort of spirituality or some sort of religion, and suddenly they are on the opposite end, and suddenly they either can have something where it's really positive for them, and this is like a life-changing moment for them, and it's something where it's like, this is my life, I'm positive, I feel better about myself, I feel better about the things around me. Or they can kind of get in too deep, where like we have that toxic positivity, because they're trying to run away from their old self and their old things. So they go too far on the other end of the spectrum, and it becomes negative again because they don't have this balance. So my point is, have this balance when you start to move away from whatever this addiction is, and kind of rely on your friends, rely on your family, rely on the people that you trust. Doesn't have to be blood related family. Rely on the people that you trust and ask them for help, because they're going to help you. So, and that is your reading for today, pile 3. Thank you so much for stopping by and listening to this reading I give you all. And feel free to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment, let me know how this resonated with you, and I will see you again in the next video. Bye-bye.